Hey YouTube, so this is the cattle chutes washouts. This is where we had the broken CJ earlier on the previous day. And so anyway, we are at Uwharrie National Park with the Going Coastal Jeep Club. And these little washouts here are right before the cattle chute. They're probably one of the more interesting obstacles on this trail, besides the cattle chute, obviously. And the cattle chute is you'll see it probably in the next video, and it was in one of the previous videos. So anyway, so you can see these washouts here. I'm just going to talk about them a little bit. So the washouts have ruts, and you can see the tires are in the ruts in front of us. So typically, it's okay to put the tires in the ruts. Obviously, if the ruts are small, if the ruts become large, then you straddle them. What that means is you put the wheel like a foot to the left or to the right of the rut. So then the rut is in the center of the vehicle. The rut isn't like where the tire is. The general principle is, the spot with the lowest clearance should be the spot with the most amount of clearance that you can get on the ground, which means that usually the biggest obstacles need to be touching your wheels, and which would be like the sidewalls or that center rut, or like rocks, like if you're rock crawling. And then like the big hole or the V that gets created is in the center of the vehicle where the pumpkin is. The front differential, rear differential. So there's basically like two paths to get up to the cattle chute. I don't know if this is like official or not or whatever. The right side has these washouts that can get pretty nasty, and you can see that we actually had the CJ breakdown up here where this black Jeep is in front of me. And then the left side, and I don't know if that's like an official bypass or something that people made, but you can tell it's really be well beaten, and there's lots of people going on it, is a bypass to these ruts. So this is a little like bump up. The size of this, it's really hard to tell from the video, but the size of this bump up or step is approximately the size of Tip Top. Maybe the sort of center-ish area of Tip Top at Roush Creek. So not the biggest spot on Tip Top, but maybe something sort of, maybe it's the biggest spot, I don't know. It looks like it's about the top of the hood maybe, and it's just a step straight up. A lot of the Jeeps in front of me, behind me, you'll see they approach it and they pretty much like stop on the obstacle, and then they try to climb up it, and that's not the way I do things usually, unless I have to. So since there's no real danger around me, there's no cliff to fall off, I'm just going to kind of gun up it a little bit. And I don't mean like, like crazy gun up it, but I'm just going to go at a moderate speed of 3 miles per hour or something like that, and then just climb up it, and then, wait on the top of the obstacle for the Jeeps to go by, and park, like super easy. Momentum is your friend, and what I mean by that is, when you're going up an obstacle, try not to stop on the obstacle. Try to keep the same speed. So, if you start slowing down because you're slipping or whatever, give it a little bit more gas. Not a lot, just give it a little bit more gas. And then if you start going a little bit too fast, then give it a little bit less gas. Like, it's not, you don't slam on the brakes and stop, and don't, slam on the gas and, do something stupid. The idea is you want to keep momentum. You want to keep the inertia of the Jeep, because the Jeep is like, 4 or 5,000 pounds. You want to keep that 4,000 pounds like wanting to go like in the direction that you want it to go. You don't want it to be just kind of going straight down with gravity and then having to try to make it go where you want to go. So we're nicely lining up on the right side of the trail to get out of everybody's way, because this becomes a very tight area where there's lots of people coming down here to try to play with it in. So this is one of the smaller Jeeps. I don't know if this one is stock or not. I kind of want to say it's close to. It's obviously not on 40s or anything like, incredibly large. Maybe they got like a 2-inch lift. Maybe they're on 33s. I can't tell from the camera, but I'm pretty sure they don't have lockers. And you'll see that even here, they're going to make it up it like no problem. It takes a little bit of work. I mean, that's not the position that I would ever want to be in, where I was just like I was saying, stopped on the obstacle. And you can see like basically they're trying to go from like a being completely stopped to like going up the obstacle, which is you know, back up, and then try to get a little momentum, so then you can go up it. But I probably would have backed up like maybe all the way even off the obstacle, unless it was hard to get there. Unfortunately, I wasn't here when they got this far. But you can see that like the wheels are spinning. I mean, this is an obstacle. It's not like something that doesn't mean anything or that's super trivial either. Especially for these Jeeps that are a little bit less equipped, so to speak. But there's nothing wrong with that either. And you can see everybody is kind of taking that bypass around this single obstacle. And I can tell you, I mean, I've been to this cattle chute usually about 2 times every time we come down for Thanksgiving, so maybe I've been here 6, 8 times, I don't know. And pretty much there's almost always somebody stuck like right there in that spot where James almost fell. And I think that this Thanksgiving might have been like just now might have been the first time I've ever actually had the opportunity to take that obstacle, just because there's always like somebody like in that obstacle stuck. And once again, I mean, I don't know if like that route that everybody's taking over there is like legit or not. I mean, you look at it, it looks like a bypass. It looks very well beat in. I mean, you see Jeeps on it. There's no signs that say don't go over here. But at the same time, it's on the backside of some guardrails. So that would kind of make me think in the back of my head that probably that bypass was not really originally intended, because they put the guardrail in the other way. But I mean, maybe the Forestry Service isn't so terribly angry about it because people are, you know, are being cautious. I don't know. I mean, they want everybody to have a good time, and but then they don't want anybody to get hurt, and they don't want anybody to hurt the trees or nature or whatever. So you see, they had no problem going up the obstacle, but they kept the momentum going. They didn't actually stop at any given point. That's the way you want to do it. And when I say do it, I mean just obstacles in general. If there's a large obstacle, if you know that you're on the right line, and you know that there's no immediate danger, like there's no cliff next to you or something like that, then you just want to give it a little bit, not like a ton, but just give it a little bit, and then you know you usually get up it. Like for me, I think the Sandman got like way too close to this obstacle, and he just like stopped there, like I would have like just like passed like right through that spot and just kept on going. He wants to crawl up it slowly. I mean, that's cool that he wants to do that. Personally, like I was saying, I mean, to me, momentum is what you want to do. He did make it up it, but you know, you can tell he didn't stop either. So that was what was important. You saw that it lingered and wanted to stop, and he just gassed a little bit. Like so, you know, that's what you do. You just push through. So anyway, please like and subscribe. I think the next video is a cattle chute. Thank you.